Hi, I'm Greg and welcome to Timeless Travelers RVing. And today we're going to go over changing your house batteries. Okay, today we're going to be changing our house batteries on our 2017 Fleetwood Bounder 36H. So a couple of things to remember before you start this project is that you want to remove all power, including AC power, from the unit. So I've gone ahead and hit my disconnect switches, which are right here. And the last thing you should remember that some people forget is your solar panel. If you can turn it off at a panel somewhere, turn it off. If not, you're going to have to go up to the roof and cover the panels. So in my case, there is no control unit for it, so I'm going to have to go up and cover it. So what you also want to do is make a little chart, take pictures of everything. I took some pictures just to show you of how things are laid out, and then I made a battery chart, as I call it, numbering each battery 1, 2, 3 through 4, and I'm going to mark my wires appropriately, so I put everything back the exact way I found them. So we'll pick it up when we get started. Alright, so here's a view of all the batteries removed, and once again all the wires are labeled so I know exactly how to put them back. Alright, the tray's not too bad. I just want to clean it up, maybe spray paint it here and there, vacuum things, and we'll install the new batteries. These are the old batteries, and unfortunately the clamping system that Fleetwood uses puts a lot of pressure on the side of the batteries, and one of them was actually leaking. So, and that was one of the reasons why I wasn't maintaining voltage when the system wasn't plugged in. And also these batteries are almost 6.5 years old, so it's time. All right, so we'll come back when we're cleaned up and ready to install. All right, so this is the completed cleanup. So all the batteries are installed, however they're not hooked up yet, as you can see. The mounting brackets are back in place, and I put some pads underneath these brackets because without these pads, they'll dig into the battery like they did the original batteries. So this is everything installed, and now I'm getting ready to hook up the wires, and it's just a matter of matching your wire to the battery. And always remember, the first wire off is your house negative, and the last one back on is the house negative. All right, so we'll see you later. All right, so now we're back and everything is all hooked up. All the wires are good, everything is tight, the brackets are back in place, and like I said, I put a pad underneath these and I didn't torque it down too much. I'll just have to check it in a couple of days. There's no wires pinching. These batteries that I used are from BatteriesPlus. They are a 6-volt golf cart battery. That's what I had in here, and they're rated at 230 amp hours. So with a series parallel hookup, you're looking at about 460 amp hours and 12 volts naturally DC. So the voltage is good. I checked it. Right now it's at 12.6, actually 12.55. And then when I uncovered the solar panel up above, it's good to confirm that even though all the aux switches are off, there's still a trickle charge going to the batteries. So you can see that on the meter. So the part number for the batteries are SL IGC 115s, and they were $139 each. I know it's kind of steep, but that's the best you can do lately with everything going on. So so we're good, we're back in business, and as my son says, that's how we do it. Okay, so just to go over a couple of things when you're changing your batteries out. You want to locate, I know we talked about this in the video, but I just want to go over it one more time using the photos and how I did it. So my batteries are labeled 1 through 4, and that's how they're laid out in the battery holder. So you have battery 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they're negative, 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 positive. And you look at the battery to determine that. So I transfer this over to this sheet. So just as an example, I took a piece of tape, masking tape, wrapped it around this cable, and I would go -1, meaning battery 1. And I would continue doing that all the way across. Like this one right here would be, this would be 2 negative. So I know I got to go to battery 2 on the negative side, and so on and so on and so on. Take your time and you should be fine. The other thing I'd like to do is all of these areas of corrosion, when I disconnected and pulled all the cables off, I got a Dremel with a brush tool, which made it a lot easier, and cleaned all of these connections up. It looks really good, as you saw in the video when it was completed. All right, so take your time and you can do it. So these are the tools I use for this job. Pretty easy stuff that you can find around the house. A Sharpie, masking tape, once again, that we use that to label the cables so we know how to put the batteries back on. 1/2-inch wrench for the nuts. These are carbon steel brushes for the Dremel. And I got these at Walmart, and I'll put a link to all of this stuff in the description so you can find it. Zip ties, and this is a really cool clip. It's a battery holder. So you put your battery, you put these on the clips on top of the battery, and you're able to lift the battery out of the compartment. Mine are pretty tight, so I needed to have that because I couldn't get a good firm grip. And zip ties, I use the zip ties to tie off the main cables to the house so that they were out of the way and they wouldn't get crushed by the batteries. The other thing to remember is just be careful when you're using a metal tool like this that you don't ground yourself when you're pulling a positive terminal off the battery. So you just got to be very careful. Sometimes people like to wrap this in electrical tape so they can't ground it out, but it's just something to think about. You got to be really careful with that. The other thing is, don't forget the batteries, the old batteries that you have core chargers on them. So when you buy the new ones, they charge you $27 per battery, at least at BatteriesPlus. So when you go to return those batteries, you're going to get $108 and change back. So that's what I got back. So the whole job was like $578 and change, something like that. So it wasn't that bad. If you would have paid someone to do it, I can guarantee you they would probably charge you $200 a battery and probably another $400 in labor. Who knows? So just something to think about. Well, that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell down below. This way you know when another new video comes out. Thanks for watching, and remember, traveling is timeless.